Hello, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, after a very, very long hiatus to FJRT Fighter Jet Roundtable Season 2, the Boss Fight Special. Yes, after a very long time of me basically packing up everything and moving to a completely new house and setting everything up and all kinds of crazy shenanigans, we are back. Yes. And finally, we get to see how all of our competitors fare this time around with a boss challenge that I put together for all of them. Will they triumph as they did last year, or will fortune favor the aggressors this time? Well, let's go ahead and check on into the watchtower and see how things are unfolding, shall we?
Shit. Man, I'm out of shape.
Yeah, this is Jeb. What do you mean you're in trouble? Okay, well, I'm kind of busy right now. Sorry, can't help you. Good luck. Who was that guy?
Welp, I guess I don't have any choice. I'm gonna have to call in everybody. Here we go again. Is everyone here? Settle down. I said settle down. So, since many of you have done this all before, I'll try to make this brief. Kerbelka Heavy Industries is attacking us, again, to try and gain the secrets hidden here at the Roundtable base. Points for originality, I know. Most of the special weaponry you guys have used on your planes was developed here first, before being stolen by KHI for improvement via corporate espionage. Obviously, we like to not see that happen, so here's the plan. We're splitting you guys into 4 groups or flights. Diamond and Heart Flight, you guys will be fighting Megara Squadron, KHI's newest experimental fighters. They're really nasty, so expect heavy resistance. Our best dogfighters will be going up against them to stop them. The other 2 flights, Club and Spade, will coordinate to take down the 2 Damocles-class destroyers escorting the Leviathan Warbird. The Damocles carry railguns as primary armament, anti-missile laser systems, and close-range pulse laser turrets. So be careful, and hit them from range if you can. The Leviathan this time is a Mark II design, built with redundant control systems, so you're gonna have to hit it hard, but with the Damocles and Megara Squadron down, the Leviathan's defense network is lacking, considering it's mostly a flying command ship and carrier vessel. For backup this time, we have the Azure Knights stationed at the Roundtable. They're flying Lancelot-class fighter aircraft running experimental Arclight railguns. There are only 2 wings of 4 Knights in range, so they'll be all the help you can get. With that said, good luck everybody. Show them what the Roundtable competitors can do. Dismissed.
So, thanks to Kaz Kerman's quick thinking and all that other fun stuff, I guess everybody has an idea of how this is going to run out. We have 4 different teams, each broken down to go up against a different aspect of the Kerbelka Heavy Industries fleet. Whatever makes it through the Gorgons or the airships, the Damocles airships, will go on to fight the Leviathan, the command cruiser. And this is a little different than your average competition, yes. Unlike standard competition, we are only going to be running the fights once. So what you see is what you get. You have one shot to make it. And, well, let's just hope that our competitors are good enough to do that. But before we get started and all that fun stuff, I would like to reintroduce you all to your competitors for the first section here. This is Diamond Flight. So here, in no particular order, this is the lead aircraft that we're going to be going with for Diamond Flight. As you can see up there, the other team, well, we'll get to those in a second. But Diamond Flight here is led off by the near future Pulse Saturn, which is sent in by Q is for question. It's had not a whole lot change to it other than some fine tuning to make it particularly deadly. In dogfighting capabilities, you can see they're putting their best dogfighters against the enemy fighters, which is what you would expect. Got a pretty standard loadout there. I'm expecting plenty of kills from those AIM-9s and PL-10s. However, the pulse lasers, I think, are probably going to be the single most deadly thing. Coming to the second person here on Diamond Flight, we have the F-22 EML Boss, sent in by Timmy. Timmy, well, you may remember the F-22. Again, all these guys are episode winners, so you remember it. He's done a little bit of tweaking, and well, he's gone for a dual EML loadout here. He's just got a bunch of AIM-9Xs and EMLs, looking to smoke them in close range using superior dogfighting capability. Third member here, Diamond 3, basically, is the Arc Liberator F-07A, sent in by Maximus Light, with a pretty nice-looking paint job. Still Goblin Sharky, but, you know, it somehow looks better with the color scheme changed a bit like that. As we can see, we have the BFG Force, which looks to basically be oh god, he's gone with 4 Vulcan cannons, hasn't he? Okay, well, gonna try and tickle them to death, I suppose. Might be a problem for the ace that I have up my sleeve. Brimstone Skua, sent in by Cerulean Eyes as a dogfighting pair, along with its friend over here, the T-33 M7 Mako, sent in by Reverend Jellybeans. Brimstone Skua, of course, going with those pulse lasers to try and get as much damage on target as possible, and well, pretty much the same thing for the Witness Your Doom, which again, pulse lasers. Dual pulse lasers on the Mako, looking to, once again, deliver as much pulse death as possible. And now, our first and only look at the enemy squadron. So, over here, we have, well, part of Megira's squadron. They just have Team A because I was lazy. Don't come at me, bro. This is the lead craft. You'll be able to tell in any of the dogfighting camera stuff that goes on. The lead craft is solid black with little bits of red trim. This is the CFX-02 Gorgon X. It is effectively identical to the other 3, except it is armored to high heaven and absolutely prepared to shred anything with its 4 prototype Medusa heavy autocannons. Very, very nasty. It's running with experimental weaponry, HPAAs, or high power anti-air. We have the HVAA, high velocity anti-air, the Medusa heavy autocannons, some PL-10s just for some close range heat action, and the QAM. These things are loaded to the teeth with special weaponry and ready to tear through, well, the competition. So, which one of these groups is going to wind up becoming victorious? Well, we'll have to see. That being said, the other 3 in the squadron here are, well, they're the standard CFX-02 Gorgons. Once again, You get that nice look at that squadron library right there. Looking pretty cool. And these are effectively outfitted the exact same, except they are not armored to high heaven. The only armored surfaces on these are the leading edge. So if they ram things with their wings, they are more likely to carve them in half like a sharp knife through so much Play-Doh and butter. So without any more further ado, let's go ahead and get these things into the sky and see how Diamond Flight fares against the Gorgons. Well, here we go. Let's go ahead and get everything going. Make sure the paintball mode isn't on. Competition is set to start at 20 kilometers. Well, good luck, Diamond Flight. And I wanted to make this as if the enemy squadron was already airborne and coming in, so that's why I put them so far away. And even as the Allied aircraft come in here and begin to turn in, you can already see the FJRT missiles from the Gorgons flying toward them. So since the competition has already started, let's switch to, say, the near future Pulse Saturn, hit the auto camera, and activate dogfight mode, and see what kinds of fun we'll be able to see this time. All the aircraft in Diamond Flight are racing against the terrain, moving as fast as they can to avoid those hyper-velocity anti-air missiles. Gorgons now coming in, streaking through the air at over Mach 2. And it's still accelerating. Gorgons now approaching, firing their PL-10s now that they are getting close. Things absolutely starting to heat up here as they close in. Gorgon X, being the toughest one here, seems to be also leading the charge. So far, lots of missile explosions, but no direct hits yet. Gorgon X appears to be trying to get on the Mako, and already we can see the Pulse Saturn firing at one of the standard Gorgons with those pulse lasers. In fact, most things in the air right now have pulse lasers, except for the Gorgons. And of course, for the F-22, which is busy rocking, those EMLs. And the Mako with its Witness Your Doom cannons out, already trying to get some shots. Gorgon X, however, looks like it's coming in something. Oh! HPAA hit on the Gorgon X. That is a powerful missile. Looks like it did a bit of a standoff blast, though. Wait a minute, Gorgon X. Oh, never mind. For a second, it looked like it lost its engines. I was going to be very impressed by that. That Gorgon has definitely seen better days. Not sure what it got shredded by. Well, I'm pretty sure it was shredded by some pulse lasers, but not sure who. One of the Gorgons killed by a brimstone skua. Very nice. Pulse Saturn also evading some missiles. We are now down to 3 craft on the enemy side. All 5 Allied aircraft are still up and kicking. This Gorgon doesn't really count. It's, missiles going everywhere. One of the Gorgons evading a meteor missile. Looks like it's this one. It's probably not gonna do very much evading as it is. It's just kind of spiraling around. Meanwhile, the Gorgon X seems to be trying to get into the Mako. Mako pulling it closer and closer to the ground. Furball still going on way back there. I am going to go ahead and hit the end button here. Wait a minute. Oh, looks like that, that Gorgon did end up hitting the ground. This Gorgon also hitting the ground. That means the Gorgon X is now the solo craft left and is being lit up and attacked by all of the enemy aircraft at once. It is armored to high heaven, though, and those pulse lasers are going to take a lot of work to chew through the armor. But it is far from invincible. Mako still hot on the tail, not willing to give up the chase, even though it's lost one of those 4 vertical fins it's got. Another hit, very clean hit. Again, paintball mode is off. That's just how heavily armored the Gorgon X is. Just for shits, let's go ahead and watch from the Gorgon's point of view, and let's maybe zoom out a little bit. Allied aircraft. Oh, we have a collision between the Mako. Of course, the F-22 ramming the Mako and knocking it down. Apparently, not keen on sharing the spotlight there, apparently, Timmy's aircraft. At this point, I'm not really sure what the Gorgon X is going to be able to do. It is locked into an evasive turn and has all 5 targets still shooting at it. See, those shots are hitting and or piercing it, continuing to take damage. Uh-oh! We have something else. EML boss was killed, probably ramming into terrain, if I had to guess. Yep, there is a cloud of debris on the ground. Hilariously, the Mako, despite being rammed by the F-22, is still mostly in one piece. That is a tough, tough airplane, let me tell you. Holy crap. Paintball mode still off. Just can't seem to turn hard enough to get its weapons to bear. Those Medusa heavy autocannons will chew through these Allied aircraft quite nicely if it could get on target, but it is having some problems with that due to just the hail of fire that it's dealing with. More shots across the back. Turn auto cam back on so we can watch this from multiple views. The Mako just right on the tail, just like a shark. Just like a shark. Oh, we've actually lost something. Looks like engines have been taken out on the Gorgon X. That is a bad sign. Now it can still glide quite nicely due to its construction, but it's definitely not going to be maneuvering nearly as well without those engines. And the Skua coming right up behind it. Looking like it's getting ready to give it an unpleasant welcome. Skua carving off a wing, trying to deal damage to the Gorgon. Skua going down. Liberator still in the fight. We are now 3-1. We were 5-1. Mako still flying, doing quite well on fuel. Gorgon X just taking a beating. I am not willing to call it yet. Whoa, and Gorgon X has landed. Landed timer is going, and boom! Diamond Flight. We'll be moving on to fight the Leviathan. So here we are for the second bit of boss fighter squadrons. At this point, we are going to be looking at Heart Flight. Leading is the DF-13M Ares Oppressor, sent in by Jimmy. Jimmy Firth. Jimmy Fury? Whatever. Jimmy. We only know him as Jimmy. This is this is one of his first designs since he finally gave up on the spear jets, and so far the DF line has been proving to be quite dangerous. As far as its weaponry, we have Plasma, HPAA, which is not actually an HPAA, what, flares, and Zoomer Missile. Okay, Jimmy. Anyway, over here we have the DX3 Nero Gym Boss, sent in by Script Kitty. Looking rather pretty, you ask me. Still got those nice little hearts on it. Running with Meteors, Micas, Blue Rose, which are the Pulse Lasers, and AIM-9Xs. Over here we have the Avro Arrow FJRT, sent in by the Kurgan. Some of you who have been in KSP modding for a while may recognize that name. Yes, Kurgan has, he won way back in something like episode 4, I think, quite a while ago. Either way, the arrow returns. And lastly, the F-120A, the Civic, sent in by Ledgolak, or Lego, as he's also known. Pulse lasers, PL-10s, and AIM-9Xs, looking to execute the enemy team. You'll see in this case there are 4 aircraft versus 4 aircraft, so these in theory are going to have to work even harder than the other aircraft. But will they be able to win? Well, let's see. My heart goes out to them. So just like before, let's go ahead and get these craft into the air. Paintball mode is off. 20-kilometer start and go. All the aircraft taking off quite quickly. Civic just saying screw you to the arrow and bypassing it, taking off almost immediately. All aircraft now in the air. Competition starts. As the Gorgons turn in and immediately fire those HVAAs. Well, let us go ahead and get into fighter mode. HVAAs are very fast, but over this kind of distance, they can still fairly easily be avoided. One thing they are getting the aircraft to do, though, is dump chaff. Looks like we had some close-range explosions near the Civic, but it looks like the Civic is more or less still fine. At the very least, it doesn't seem to be any much more adversely affected by any of that. Heart Flight now engaging on the Gorgons of Megara Squadron. Missiles are flying. The Gorgons seem to be set to missile hemorrhage mode, firing their weapons as quickly as they can as they get into range to make use of those heavy, high-powered Medusa autocannons. HPAA being launched at relatively close range. Those are deadly missiles if they manage to hit. Looks like we have a good track. Whew, that was close. Civic almost getting lit up by something. Never mind! Civic getting blasted by an HPAA from one of the Gorgons. That craft right there that it's focusing on, still flying. God, those Medusas, you can just hear them when they go off. Another HPAA getting slammed against the Civic. Looks like it's still flying, however, interestingly enough. That is a beefy little fucker. That is, to be sure. It's an absolute furball right now. Let's go ahead and, just for shits, pull out and try and watch all of this as it kind of unfolds. It is a true, very true, true furball. Gorgon lighting up an Ares oppressor with those Medusas. We're still 4-4. Gorgon firing something at close range. Civic again soaking a hit from one of the Gorgons. This time HPAA doing its job and actively blasting it out of the sky. Nero, Gym Boss, and one of the Gorgons get into a very close head-on pass, very nearly managing to wipe each other out. Autocannon shots being launched. DF-13 turning onto one of the standard Gorgons, looking to light it up with pulses. Oh, Arrow getting hit with an HPAA from the Gorgons. The Gorgon, the second Gorgon, never mind, it's just one of them. It's hard to tell. Now that's actually FJRT2 in this sense. Arrow getting hit by an HPAA. We have some friendly fire. Arrow again soaking in HPAA. That Arrow is incredibly beefy, though. Let's actually see how the air... Never mind. I can't even select the Arrow. It's been eliminated. Medusa autocannons trying to get on to line up against Nero. This time, Heart Flight is going to be, well, they're going to be having their work cut out for them. However, the DF-13 getting the first confirmed, well, major hits on a Gorgon. It's not quite dead. Looks like the Nero might be the one to get shots number 2, although that is firing at a Gorgon X. Nero getting slapped by an HPAA. But it's still flying, although it's, well, its maneuverability is significantly impacted by the hit. It has lost its primary control surfaces on the wingtips. Medusa's, oh, another HPAA getting close as 2 Gorgons, one of them a Gorgon X, chews through what's left of the Nero. I don't think it's going to be able to survive from that. Nope, Gym Boss goes down. This Gorgon, just for sake of everything, we're going to say is dead. It is doing nothing but running away. It's basically not doing anything. So let's find this one. There we are. Goodbye. Ares now evading a Quam. Probably multiple quams at this point. Getting hits from the Medusas. Oh! Quam! Spinning around and smashing into the DF-13. Another quam and another quam. These Gorgons, well, they definitely are putting up a fight. It means these three Gorgons are moving on. But this means we're going to have an interesting, something interesting about to happen. Stay tuned. Well, here we are back at the Watchtower for something a little special. If we'll look at the verses, we have the remnants of Diamond Flight, the Near Future, the Liberator, and the Mako, all set and ready to go against the remnants of, well, the aircraft that took out Heart Flight. Rule number 1 of, learning to be a fighter pilot, you never leave your wingman. And I guarantee you these aircraft would not wait until their other friends' missions had concluded to come in and attempt to assist and clean up what was left. So we have a 3v3. That said, start competition. And dogfight time. The Mako giving absolutely no fucks whatsoever, charging headlong. Huh, looks like the pilot even has something to say about that. I think that something is, ah! Whole Saturn rocketing across terrain as they do. Mako just casually avoiding the HVAAs as if they're hardly even there. Arc Liberator hanging back, looking to try and snipe perhaps with its longer range missiles as the Gorgons close in. Even late into the fight, we saw they still had those HPAAs on standby. Those are very powerful missiles. Clams, however, now being launched. Looping around. HPAAs coming in. Mako swap to the Medusas. Arc Liberator firing missiles, barely missing. Never mind, not a miss. PL-10 hit on one of the first Gorgons. First damage goes to the Liberator. Mako now lighting up the Gorgon X. Gorgon X getting hammered by the Mako. Mako does appear to have taken some damage. Seems to be missing a large chunk of fuselage, actually. But, not enough to cause it any problems, apparently. Near Future continuing to light up. Uh-oh! Gorgon coming in, getting some Medusa shots across the back. Those Medusas are pretty powerful, but they are not, they're not exactly the same power level as, say, pulse lasers. No, Mako getting hit with an HPAA. Lots of damaged parts. Let's actually take a look at the Mako here, see how it's doing. It is still flying! And absolutely shredding! Absolutely just shredding one of the Gorgons. Only 2 Gorgons left to 3 Allied aircraft. Near Future, hot on the tail of this other Gorgon. Pretty sure we've got 4 Vulcans and 1 pulse laser from that Liberator, looking to just take chunks out of the Gorgon X. Gorgon X looks like it is taking some damage. Liberator awfully close. Pulse lasers coming toward the Gorgon X now. Only the Gorgon X remaining. The Mako, despite having taken multiple missiles and losing a large chunk of its fuselage, is still in the fight against the Gorgon X. Gorgon X is just zipping around, trying to get guns on, running into problems. There's just so much fire going on. You know, there is a saying that is coming to mind as I'm watching this. After all, some say Diamond is unbreakable. Gorgon X trying to evade terrain while it is being chased by 3 enemy fighters. Near future showing it still definitely has what it takes. The Mako starting to run, looks like quite low on fuel, but it is still in there hanging in, doing as much damage as it possibly can. Mako definitely living up to its name as a deadly predator, and we have a ground collision. Mako chasing the Gorgon X into the ground. Ladies and gentlemen, it's looking more and more like Diamond really is unbreakable. Not only did it manage to clean up the mess that Heart Squadron left behind, it's definitely going to be going on to fight the Leviathan 2. But, what about Spade and Club? What are they up to? Heh, let's go find out. So after that marvelous showing by Diamond Squad, Diamond Flight, rather, we are now here to see the first of the airship combatants, Spade Flight and Club Flight. We're going with Spade first, so let's go ahead and take a look at what they have in store. Immediately into things, we have the Inferno Mark 20 Liberator, sent in by Android Elite. And yes, they, I don't know if you noticed, they all have their cool squadron logos on the side of them. Very cool. The others did have this as well, of course, but, you know. Anyway, this, as you can see, it's got some very, very big missiles for firing at very big, heavily armored targets. Hopefully, looking to deal as much damage to the enemy as possible. Well, looks like, not actually looking like, oh, wait, no, is apparently going with the MMM loadout for multiple missile madness. That's not what MMM stands for, but, you know. So yeah, it's got 4 standard AIM-9s and a shitload of these HQ-9B intercept missiles. They've been called, poor man's MPBMs because of their incredible blast capability. Anyway, over here we have the F-21A Phoenix Striker. The Phoenix, I believe, being, I think, even maybe our first winner? I think it was actually our first winning aircraft. It's been a long time since we've seen this. This wonderful aircraft here sent in by the one and only Mecha Meme. We take a look, you can see that it's also rocking those HQ-9Bs, looking for as much power as possible. Looks like 2 GAU-22 guns there, looking to deal as much damage with those. And MMMs for its special weapon. Trying to, well, again, just spam out the missile intercept systems. Over here, we have the CFA-44 Blue Eyes White Dragon Nosferatu, sent in by the one and only Mustache, of course. This, I believe, was actually the winner of Episode 2, which I think was the Ace Combat Special. Once more, this deadly, deadly aircraft running with the HQ-9Bs. I'm seeing a trend here, and 4 AIM-9s, MMMs, doesn't even have guns. Doesn't even have guns. Just pure missile death, this aircraft. All right. And lastly, we have the FF-242C Alicorn Vixen, sent in by Box of Stardust, or just Box of Dust. I can't remember which episode this one came in, but we can see it's very sleek and pretty, very much like most of Stardust's designs. It does actually have a cockpit wedged in there in front of that big old bulbousy nose. You can kind of see back in here. It's there, trust me. You wouldn't see the Kerbal otherwise. Either way, also, this one is the only one not running with HQ-9Bs. Instead, it's going with BK-27's Meteor missiles. Looks like it's got maximum Meteor missiles for that. AIM-9s and PL-10s, absolutely loaded to the brim with as many missiles as it can get its hand on there. So, let's see if Spadeflight will be able to take on the Damocles. And so we see what Spadeflight will be fighting. The mighty Damocles, armed with EMRC, stands for Electromagnetic Rail Cannons, Pulse Laser Turrets, and Tactical Laser Turrets. Laser turrets are designed for anti-missile defense. Pulse laser turrets are for close-in anti-ramming operations, and the EMRCs are long-range rail cannons that are looking to splash the enemies that are trying to attack it. So without any further blabbering, let's go ahead and start the competition. After I turn off Vessel Mover, I will have to basically be doing this manually. And of course, let's see, max turret targets should be nice and high. Missiles per target, none, as it has no missiles. Everything else maxed up. Modules interact with the radar missiles here. Turn that on. Slave turrets. And I guess we'll see how this goes. As those weapons get closer, let's go ahead and bank into the projectiles slightly like that, so that we will have the most amount of weapons in range. EMRC opening up and beginning to fire immediately at the enemies. Now the tactical laser turrets are activating and firing at the enemies as they come in. Getting radar warning sounds. Missiles are now being launched en masse. Ooh, looks like the Liberator, the Inferno, took some serious damage. Not sure what from. Maybe due to its high missile load, it's very hard to say. Damocles doing quite well at its job at the moment. Again, that's just guard mode. All I'm doing is trying to make it fly like it should. Because this thing is not a fighter jet. It is designed, however, for very quick... Well, it's actually designed to fight things like this. Laser turret's still active. We have a lot of missiles starting to get close. They are unloading on those projectiles as they come in. There are a lot of missiles on this team. Or this flight, as it were. I know this is not the most exciting battle at the moment. I'm doing whatever I can. This is actually very nervous for me, as I have to try and... Whoa! Holy crap! We have an entire cloud of missiles over there. Absolutely unloading. Woo! Barely managing to evade that one. We are going very, very fast in a very, very big circle at this point. Laser turret's managing to clean up. Not seeing much in the way of missiles. Let's go ahead and get down into railgun range. First, we're going to have to lose some speed, so we are going to bring the engines down. This thing is maneuverable enough that I could just bank it hard, but I'd like to at least give these lighter aircraft a chance to get in here. We are now slowing down from our high speed. More missiles actually coming in from the Phoenix Striker. Definitely living up to its name there. Get those tactical laser turrets in here. Railguns now getting on target and absolutely annihilating the Alicorn Vixen. Alright, we're now moving slow. Let's go ahead and try and turn around to face these enemies. Ah, fuck it. Pull back on the stick, boys. That craft now getting close enough, actually multiple crafts getting close enough to activate the pulse laser turrets. Oh! Phoenix Striker being annihilated. Only aircraft left is the Inferno. Not sure what happened to the Inferno, not sure if it's even flying at this point.
You won't hit me, no way. I got my good luck charm with me. You're not dropping us that easy.
Definitely don't need that kind of power, and Inferno wiped out. The planes have pretty damn good combat AIs, let me say. What are the guns even firing at? Something over there. Not sure what it is. Either way, looks like the first victor of the airships is Damocles number 1. And here we are, Club Flight. They are also going to be going up against one of the Damocles. So first off, we have the JFX50 Regolith Boss Edition sent in by Josue, one of the main men behind the updated BDA mod. So without guys like him, this craziness wouldn't even be possible in the first place. So thank you, Josue, and the rest of the BDA crew. You all know who you are. Let's see, as far as weaponry, they're also rocking those HQ-9Bs, AIM-9s, MMMs, and PL-10 for a 16 total missile layout, trying to overload that missile defense system. Next, we have the LD ASF Swiftwind sent in by Titan RT. Very cool looking F-15-esque aircraft, F-15 active looking aircraft, rocking Meteors, PL-10s, and MPBMs for maximum boom. Over here we have the KF-40 Next Triage Mafia Moth AA, sent in by the one and only Kerbal Fury, rocking those MPBMs, maximum loadout of the HQ-9B intercept missiles, GAU-22 cannons, and PL-10s. Looking very nasty indeed. And last but not least, we have the F-15XX. Who honestly, I can't remember who sent this one in. I have to look that up. Give me just a moment. Of course, Mirrors, sent in by Mirrors. This has lovingly been dubbed the Desert Eagle, because it is an F-15 and painted in desert colors. And you can even see the flight logo up there on the tail in a realistic position. Very cool aircraft. It's just been a long time since I've seen it, so I couldn't remember who it was. Still beautiful, very deadly aircraft. Also has the nickname, not this one, but there was another aircraft known as the Haunted Hornet, not the Desert Eagle. This one, however, is loaded with AIM-120s, AIM-120Ds, Meteor missiles, Mica IRs, and PL-10s. Also a pretty hefty missile loadout. No special gun weapons here. So, let's see if our good buddies here in Club Flight will be able to take on the Damocles. Alright, Damocles fight number 2. Let's go ahead and start this competition off. Drop vessel off pilot. Oop, wrong one. There we go. This time we're gonna do something a little bit different, maybe more entertaining. This time we're gonna fly straight into the heart of the enemy squadron. At maximum speed. Alright, we are now diving. Regolith looks like it might be one of the closest targets. Now getting dangerously close to terrain. Missiles coming in. Really putting that armor to the test this time around. Yeehaw! Skimming the surface of the terrain. Ooh! Getting hammered with missiles. Looks like we've lost a good number of our weapons. Still zooming along at almost Mach 2. Ooh! Oh! Hell, we lost a good chunk of the front of the entire craft for that point. Yikes. Indeed. Well. Oh. Well, that's gonna do it. However, I am, however, going to say that due to the damage it has sustained, this Damocles... Oh, Nelly, pull! Okay. So what I am going to say, however, is due to the severe damage this Damocles has sustained, the Damocles, believe it or not, is actually an amphibious aircraft. It is designed to land and take off on water. Due to the severe amount of damage that it has taken, this craft is not going to be able to land. Yes. In that case, we are going to call it... Well, we're going to call it effectively, out of the fight. It's going to have to perhaps leave and go somewhere else to make an emergency landing and get repairs. But there's nothing it's really going to be able to do to help the Leviathan. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. The final Damocles against Diamond Flight, being flanked by some AFX-07 Lancelots, part of the the Azure Knights squadron stationed at the round table itself. With any luck, they'll be able to take out this beast before moving on to the Leviathan itself. Otherwise, well, things aren't looking too good for our heroes. Well, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get this started, shall we? Good luck to everybody. As per usual, I am in control of the Damocles, but otherwise it's the weapons are being launched completely autonomously. So we've gone ahead and we'll set ourselves up for a nice level position here. Maybe rotate a little bit into the oncoming projectiles. Make sure that our max target turrets is set. And let's perhaps look at some of the other stuff. Many of the Lancelots are working together, firing those arc lights. Sounds like we just had one overheat.
Hey, Einstein, I'm on your side.
Ooh, Lancelot being hit with a PL-10 from the near future. That's definitely not good. Very close on that missile there. Damocles shooting at one of the Lancelots. Damocles actually taking damage from a Mako. Some missile strikes being done to the top of the craft. All kinds of and we have a critical hit. The Damocles. And once again, Diamond Flight proving that they are once again basically unbreakable. Damocles has no weapons left. It is just a bunch of debris. Lancelot, again, being damaged by those team-killing PL-10s. Near Future was killed by something, but we're not going to have that count since the battle was effectively over. Well, actually, no, Well, either way, so far, we have the Liberator and the Mako heading into the fight against the Leviathan. Good luck, Diamond Flight. You guys are definitely gonna need it.
Well, guys, this is it. Just like old times, huh?
Well, if for no other reason than the voices in my head tell me so. Good show, chaps.
Well, if we make it back, drinks are on me, huh?
Man, listen to you guys. Talking like we're not going home together, huh?
Kaz?
Wait, the tower guy? The hell's he gonna do? Oh yeah, he's the tower guy now. But he used to be one of us.
Yeah, he's our anchor. Well, at least he used to be. Back when he didn't have a desk job.
You know, you guys are really making me second guess coming out here to try to help you. I mean, I could just go back to the hangar, you know.
Alright, fine. Screw those two. Welcome aboard.
Delightful. They're going to witness their doom.
I raised that boy.
Well, you know what they say. You fly together, you die together.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are, right before the Leviathan enters our airspace. And it seems like Kaz Kerman has left the safety of the Watchtower to join his former companions of Team Masters in the air, piloting the AFX-04 Excalibur Morgan II. Let's just hope that this extra aircraft will help in the battle yet to come. I'm just getting word now that the Leviathan is on its way into the airspace. Well, here we are. The Azure Knights have decided to effectively stay and circle around the area to offer defense, while Diamond Flight, glory dogs that they are, and crazy bastards, go head on against the Leviathan. If they fail, the Azure Knights have orders to take out the Leviathan at any cost. Well, enough talking. It's time for fighting. Turn on the pilots. Get this thing going. Drop vessel. No matter what happens now, happens. With that, guard mode on. The Leviathan, first and foremost, is actually a gigantic aircraft carrier that can take off and land on water. If the aircraft takes significant enough damage to its float pods down at the bottom, it will effectively be crippled and be unable to land. That will potentially constitute a victory. If the aircraft takes significant damage to the core, as this is a gigantic AI, well, then it's going to be unable to fight, and as a result of that, it will constitute a victory. If it is destroyed and or crashes, that will constitute a victory. And here come the first missiles. Those apparently were meteors, and we're already losing some pieces. Part of the float has taken damage already. MPBM's now coming in. That is the special weapon on the Excal Morgan. Huge explosions across the back. Super TLS laser now activating on the front of the craft.
Laser lock! Ejecting!
Mako taken out!
Kaz, it's stunning for you.
Eject! Lock on alert.
Railgun's now firing at the Excalibur Morgan 2.
Holy Kraken. This is ground. We can confirm. The Leviathan's going down. It's on fire.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's safe to say we know how this came to be. For the second time in a row, a Liberator is one of the final aircraft to fight and beat up the boss fight. Along with a newcomer, the near-future Pulse Saturn 3B. Well, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to our competitors that made it all the way here. It took the work of everyone to make it here, even though Diamond Flight was ultimately the one that made it. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's teamwork that counts in these boss fights, not individual performance. So, good luck to our future competitors as we approach the round of 16. Who knows, maybe they'll find some really cool stuff hiding around in the, hiding in all the wreckage down below. But for now, it's time to rest and recoup. Until next time, I've been Kaz, and this was the Boss Fight Special.
Man, those guys are nuts. Aw, damn it. My mechanic is gonna be pissed.